You didn't have to change.
It's okay. I'm sorry about before. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You sure you're okay?
Yeah, I just can't get it out of my mind. Dylan and Sam are just starting out on this wonderful adventure. Now ours is almost done.
Oh, come on. How can you say that? We're not dead yet.
I know.
And besides that, we're just embarking now on an incredible adventure. 2 of them. Mara and Shayne.
But what about us? I mean, don't you remember what it was like when we were their age?
I prefer not to think about it.
Oh, come on. Don't you remember that summer right before you went off to school? I mean, we spent that whole time so mad at my mama and your daddy and everybody. I mean, they kept treating us like we were just these goo-goo-eyed little kids. But we knew better. I mean, we knew that what we had was the biggest, most important thing in our life.
You're still the biggest, most important thing in my life.
Watch how you say that.
Oh, come on. You know what I mean. Come here.
But it was true back then. Nothing anybody could say would ever stop us from doing what we wanted. Right?
Right.
So don't you ever miss that?
No.
I hope I'm not interrupting. Ah, the station chartered. Is there a problem?
Makes for a good read from time to time.
Ah.
Did you want something?
Yes, I want to talk to Holly.
All right.
Ross, don't. Roger's got nothing to say that you can't hear.
I do have some calls to make.
Thank you, Ross. It's personal.
I have no doubt about that.
He's so restless at night.
It's no different than Mara was at that age. You want me to, double check?
It's not that. I just can't believe that you're sick of being in love with me.
I never said that. Look, I would love to be a teenager again, and God knows I'd never stop loving you. But a teenager in love, no thank you.
I never realized it was such hell.
Well, then you're practicing selective memory techniques. You remember, for instance, the time you were going out with Claude Mackey?
You were a maniac.
That's right, I was an animal. And every time you were more than 10 minutes late for a date, I would think that's it, it was over, and I'd go down to the river, I'd think these terrible, dire thoughts. I don't need those ups and downs anymore. I like being an adult and in love. So what's your problem, huh? You don't like me as an adult?
Oh, of course I do. You're almost perfect.
That's true. You don't like yourself as an adult.
Well.
Reva comes in very handy sometimes. For instance, when you were talking to Ross about Dylan, you were very clear-headed, and you convinced him that this is as much Sam's problem as it is his problem.
Oh, yeah, and I was so
nice.
cool and clear-headed with Dylan.
Oh, so you got a little emotional. Big deal. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe reason isn't going to get through to him. I don't know.
Maybe nothing will.
If he's going to listen to anybody, it's going to be you.
I don't know whether I can convince him.
Just talk to him. Remind him of what the last 9 months have been like. Look, he's got a new mother, he's got a father, a whole new family to deal with. That would be crazy for anyone from 17 years old to 70. And it would be nuts for him to get married on top of that.
I know. I know.
You gotta...
I'm getting the impression that you don't think Sam and Dylan should wait.
What do you think would have happened if we hadn't done what we were supposed to?
We never did what we were supposed to do.
Yes, you did. You went off to college like you planned, and I waited for you. And look what happened.
It's different.
What do you think would have happened if we had just run off and gotten married like we'd wanted to?
We probably would have had 5 kids and been divorced by the time we were 30.
Or we might have been right where we are now and been able to avoid everything that happened in between.
You know what I'm saying? You know what the odds are of a successful marriage when you get married that young?
I just want so much for Dylan. I mean, he's finally got something that makes him happy, and I want him to keep it.
He will. He just doesn't have to get married, that's all. Come here.
I suppose. I must sound like some kind of maniac mom. I don't know why you ever listened to me.
It's because you're worth listening to. Always.